Okay. Welcome to the call, ladies. I'm so glad you're here. I just want to say that we know that if you are listening to this call, you are interested in becoming a silver ambassador, and we're very happy about that because we know that that's the first step to, really grow in your business and then moving on up the ranks. So tonight, I just want to talk about a couple of things. We're going to answer some questions, 3 main questions. The first one is, what is silver? The second is, how do we get there? And the third is, once you're there, what do you do next? So before we start, I just wanted to give you a little rundown of how I went silver. When I joined the company in May of 2014, I think, and Courtney, I don't know if you remember or not, but I think I went silver in July of that year. So it took me like about 2 months. And it's different for everybody. Some people go silver right away within a few days of joining. Some people, it takes them months and months and months. And it's really fine. It's different for everybody. But I feel like if we can do the things that I'm going to share about on this call, we can get you there. It's not impossible. It's something that I feel like is achievable for everybody. So let's get started. Okay, so what is silver? If you are silver, what that means is that you have signed up 3 level 1 ambassadors who buy a welcome pack or commission qualify that month that they join. The main qualification here is that they've bought or sold over 100 PV and they have their auto qualification turned on. So that's basically like their order every single month. So that means that you've either guided them through that during the process of joining, or you maybe skipped over that during the joining process, but then immediately take them to their back office and walk them through and allow them to choose their products. That's a really important thing for us to do for our new ambassadors. Most people that join without turning on their AQ fall off the map. So that's kind of like our link to keeping them, number 1, on the products, and number 2, really in the business and active. And so that's going to be a really important thing for us to do. If you don't know how to walk someone through that, myself and Courtney both have documents on that, and we can send them to you. And I think it's a good idea, even if you don't have an ambassador, to have that information, because you never know when that next person you talk to is going to want to join. And if they join you, or if they want to join, you need to know how to walk them through it without going, I don't know what to do, So that's really going to be an important thing. So we'll give you that if you don't have it. So the second question is, how do we get there? I think the first thing that you need to do when you're deciding that you've decided you're going to go silver is decide what your why is for Plexus. So for everybody, it's different, just like the journey to silver is different. You have to know why you're doing this. It's not going to happen just by chance. So we have to know, what are we doing here? Why are we doing it? For me, the why was I had to feel better, and I had to get it the cheapest way because we didn't have a lot of extra money and I was really sick. And so those 2 things were my why. I joined because I wanted to feel better and I needed to get it cheap. And then my why changed really, really quickly. Probably after 3 days of feeling better, my why became, I have to tell other people about this, because if I was in such misery being sick and unhealthy, there's lots of other people I know that are like that. And so my why became to tell other people, to help them to get healthy. And it's changed a lot since then. It changes, it changes very often. But I think I take that back. I don't really think it changes. I think it just builds. So yeah, I still want to be healthy. I still want to get the products for the cheapest. And then I also wanted to help people. And then I started to make money. And I was like, well, I could help my family pay off debt. And so then that became a part of my why. So I think it more evolves than changes. But you need to write it down. Courtney has talked about this in our other videos, and really like cementing why you're doing this is really important, and it'll keep you going on the days that you don't feel like doing it. So write it down, put it up somewhere so that you can read it, so that you can see it. The second thing the way we can get there is we have to get over some stuff. The first thing we have to get over is the fear of failure. You know, you might think, I've never done anything like this before, or I've done stuff like this before and it didn't work out. And so we really have to get over that fear of either failing at the business or the product's not working for us. And Courtney and I have both can attest to, well, number one, that the products work if you will use them. And number two, that the business will work if you want to do it. And so there's two people right here on this call that have a testimony of those two things. Those fears of failing at those two things are not really, it's kind of a head thing. You know, it's not a reality. It's just a fear that we have, you know, doing something new. And so we have to kind of get over that if we're going to get to silver. The other thing we have to get over is the fear of what other people think about us. This is a difficult one for a lot of people. Some people don't give a hoot about what other people think. And other people will say they don't care, but they really do care. And then some people will flat out tell you, I'm worried about what people are going to think. And so we really have to get over that if we're going to get our business moving. And so one way we can do that is just remember that we're doing this going back to our why. Why are you doing this? You're not doing it for other people. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for to see your friends get healthy and your family get well. You're doing it to financially help your family. And none of that stuff has anything to do with those other people's opinions. So we kind of have to just shelf that and say, that's not my priority. My priority is the why of this business and why I'm doing this, and kind of get over that hump. And then the third thing we have to get over is the fear of not knowing what to say or not knowing the right information at first. You're not going to know the information at first, so just get over it. You're just not going to know it. And that's not an excuse to not learn, but that's just the reality. You don't come into anything at the beginning knowing everything. If any of you have been in a career for a long time or been a parent or anything like that, you know that everything you need to know doesn't happen right away. You know, it's an evolution of learning and it's a process. And so don't be scared to talk to people or to get out there because you don't know the information. Two things. Get some information and contact us. That's why I'm here. That's why Courtney's here, whoever your upline is. That is part of our job, is to coach you and help you find the resources that you need. And so don't be scared of those things. We really have to get over that fear if we're going to get to silver. The third way that we can get there, and this is the third on my list, but really it's the only way that we're going to get there, is by sharing. So if you have a Facebook page, you should be consistently sharing about what the products have done for you on that page. If you go out and talk to people, you should be consistently telling them about what the products are doing for you and how you think they can help them. And I have to be real honest, when I was writing this stuff down, I wrote this and I'm just going to say it. If you're not willing to share about the products and the business, don't expect success. It's just not going to happen. Nothing is ever going to happen in this life when it comes to this business and getting these products out there if you don't tell people about it. It's like this little lad of mine. You know, you hide it under a bushel. No one's going to know. No one's going to see it. They might say things like, oh, you're looking so great, you know, and you just say, oh, thank you. Well, that's not enough. You have to tell them why you feel great or why you look great or how you're able to pay off your car, you know, before you trade it in, whatever it is. You have to be willing to do that, or you just can't be successful unless you share about it. The fourth way that we're going to get there is we're going to reach out specifically to family and friends that you know could either use the products or could use the business opportunity. Most people's first three, the way most people get to silver, are their very close friends or their family members. For me, it was my sister. And at the time, we could sign our husbands up as ambassadors before we went gold. That's a new kind of thing with the company, that now they want you to wait until you're gold to sign up your spouse. But back then, you could sign them up right away. And so it was Steven and my sister and one of my very closest friends. And that's how I got to my three. And for most people, that's how it is. You know, when you're approaching people, you want to be really short and simple with your approach. You know, something like this. Hey, guys. I'm excited to share with you about this new company that I'm working for. They have these life-changing products. And, you know, I see people that are earning a real income with it, and I'd really love to have you join me. Let's do this thing together. Let me know if we can talk about it. And so something really short like that. No, you don't need a long, huge explanation of what Plexus is or how the business plan works. You really just need to have a little bit of passion about it and just shoot them something really quick and kind of see what happens. And I would pretty much guarantee that if you sent that to, 15 or 20 people that you know that you're close with, at least 3 of them are going to come back and say, hey, tell me a little bit more about it. And, then you guys can have a discussion about it. Once you get those 3 people and they have either bought that welcome pack or commission qualified, you did it. You went silver. And so the company's going to pay you $100 bonus the very next month on your paycheck. So we get paid on the 15th for our big commission checks. And so that $100 bonus will get paid out then. They also send you a pretty certificate and a little pin you can wear if you go to meetings and stuff like that. But it's really exciting to get that first $100 bonus. And I think the most exciting thing is seeing the letter from the CEO that says your next step is gold. Because, you kind of go, okay, wow, I can really do this. And so now we've talked about what it is, how we get there. And then the last question I want to answer is what next? Once you've got those 3 people that say yes to you, what do you do? And here's what we do. We do it again. We do it all over again. My goal every single month is to try and go silver myself. So personally sponsoring 3 people every single month. And so that's what we do. That's the power of duplication. And one of the things that Plexus teaches us is a strategy called the Power of 3. And it's a network marketing strategy that Plexus has really broken down for us. And we have a couple of presentations that you can actually watch on YouTube. 2 of them that I really like. One is by Sarah Marble, and the other one is by Sheila Medina. And both of those are diamonds in the company, and both of those have been able to master that power of 3. So in a nutshell, it's just you get 3 people, and then you teach those 3 people how to get 3 people. And then they teach those 3 people how to get 3 people. And really that's the business model of network marketing, is that, you're recruiting people and then you're teaching them the things that they need to know to then go and recruit people. And so duplication is going to be really important once you go silver. That's how we're going to get to the next step, is gaining more ambassadors, getting those ambassadors to get ambassadors. And you're always going to have some ambassadors that don't want to duplicate, that just want the wholesale pricing. They will tell you right up the front, I'm not selling this, I have no interest. And so that's fine. Courtney and I really would like for you to add those people to the Facebook page, the Sunshine Sisters page, just because seeing encouragement and seeing opportunities and things may spur them to want to do the business. But some people may always just be wholesale investors, and that's okay. But with you knowing that, we need to keep in mind that if we have some of those people that are only wholesale people, we still need to go out and find those people who are willing to work the business and willing to duplicate themselves, because they're the people that are going to get that power of 3 really going. And then the last thing you need to do, after you've gone silver, you're trying to go silver again, you're trying to duplicate, is train yourself. Courtney and I kind of came into business at the same time, and so we were she was a few weeks ahead of me, but we spent a lot of time those first 6 months watching videos and reading materials and talking to each other about what's this and what's that, and really growing together in the knowledge, number 1, of the products, and number 2, of the business. Because if you don't have that product knowledge as you're duplicating, it's going to be hard for you to feel confident in what you're saying. Those first 3 people, those are your best friends, those are your family members. You don't have to know all the answers because they don't expect you to. They know you're new. But once we, really get into the game, seeing new people come and new people join our team, and then people under them join, we really have a responsibility to become more knowledgeable about the products and about the business. And even learning about where to find testimonies and how to search on our team pages and things like that. Watching YouTube videos about products. And there's a lot of really great information out there. I can't fathom doing this business without the internet because it's just remarkable the amount of information that Plexus puts out for us and that the ambassadors that are at the top rank share with people. This is not a company where, you know, they know all the stuff and they're holding it because they don't want us at the top. They are openly and willingly sharing with us because they want everybody at the top. They want those diamond seats full, and they want that Maui trip full, and they want the leaders retreat full of people, because the more success we have, the more success the overall company has. And so that's a really good thing to keep in mind. I posted today on our Sunshine page a list of YouTube channels that I subscribe to. And when you do that, it will give you, send you an email anytime a new video is added. And so it's a really good idea to go ahead and subscribe and not just always search. You know, you can find them that way, but if you'll subscribe to the channels, you'll get a notification on your email if a new video comes up. And there are some on there that are priceless. The information that you can find with Sonia Dudley and Lori Harrison and Sarah Marvel and on the Plexus Worldwide channel are just remarkable. Jill Awareness and Jennifer Pickett are both like product experts. And so they actually have a video, a really short video for every single product. So let's say somebody contacts you about the body cream and you've never ordered it before and you don't know. Go to YouTube, go to Jennifer Pickett, you know, search her page for body cream, and she will give you the information in less than 4 minutes that you need to know that you can then share. Or you can even send that video to the potential. I do that all the time. There's a really great video on the Nerve Health and Fast Relief products by Dr. Harris, who's the developer and creator of that line. And I send that to anybody that asks me about it. It's a really, really good video. So, you know, just think about those things. You know, we know what it is. Now we kind of know how to get there and what to do next. And so I just really want to encourage you that if you can get to silver, you can really learn the business enough to get to gold, to get to senior gold, and go on up the ranks. And so thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to open it up for questions, but I just want to say thanks for being on the call. Okay, anybody have a question?
I don't really have a question about that, but I do have some questions about follow-up.
Sure, okay. Hit me.
Well, can you maybe tell me how you do your follow-up?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Okay, do you mean follow-up from somebody that's asked you about the products?
No, from people who have bought.
Oh, okay, so customers.
Yes.
Okay, so there is kind of a way that Amber Volbada and Ellen Ford kind of taught us to do the follow-up, which I really love. So Joy, it would kind of go like this. If somebody orders, we get emails when somebody orders. That's sometimes the only way that we know they ordered. Or if you're just chatting with them, you'll know. And so one of the very first things I do after I know they've placed their order is contact them and say, yay, I got an email saying you got, you know, that your order is processed. It's going to ship in 3 to 5 days. Please let me know as soon as it comes in the mail because I want to send you some recommendations and tips. That's exactly what I say every single time. And so they, of course, say, oh, okay, you know, whatever. So if I have not heard from them at that fourth or fifth day, I write them back and I say, hey, guys, have you got your products yet? You know, let me know as soon as you do. And most of the time, if I haven't heard from them yet, they got it and they just forgot or they got busy and didn't get started or whatever. So as soon as they get their products, I will send them a information sheet based on whatever they ordered. So if they ordered the triplex, I have a full information sheet written out. Here's how I suggest, you know, the best way for you to take the triplex. If they ordered Slim and Accelerator, I have one that says, here's the best way for you to take Slim and Accelerator. And so I'll send that to them. And then right on the heels of that, I send that in one message, and then the very next message or the very next email says, also, I just have a few tips I want to give you to make your Plexus journey the most successful. And then I list out a few things. Things like, first of all, you need to be consistent with your products. You need to be taking them every single day. You need to be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. You need to do your measurements if you're trying to lose weight. If you're just looking for non-scale victories, after a few days, start to think about, has anything changed? You know, and so I kind of give them this little list, and then I tell them, good luck. I can't wait to talk to you in a few days. And honestly, in a few days, after I've already sent that information, I know they have their products, I send them a text or an email or a message, whichever way you're chatting with them. And I say, just real simple, hey girl, how's it going? Or how's it going with your Plexus products, whatever. And so, they might come right back and say sometimes, oh gosh, I haven't even started yet. And then I say, all right, girl, well, remember that stuff's not going to do you any good sitting on your kitchen counter. You got to get going. Is there anything that you think I can do to help you get started? And usually they say, no, I just gotta, whatever. If they have started, I ask them, I say, I'm so excited. That's great. Tell me if you've noticed anything, any difference at all. And I'll list a few things. Are you sleeping better? For things that I know they were looking for. Are you seeing more energy? Are you seeing less cravings? Things of that nature. And then I kind of do a little feedback with them. Sometimes it's a matter of finding out, how their system is working, if you know what I mean. So if they're on the Triplex and the BioCleanse and ProBio, kind of troubleshooting if they're having any issues in that area. And kind of set them off again on another, little stint of their journey. And then I usually wait about a week and follow up with them again. So I know this is a lot of follow up, but I really think you can't follow up too much. And so I say, hey, how's it going? You still loving your products? And then they'll usually come back with something else. Most often it's things like, well, I've noticed this or that, or maybe I've lost 3 pounds or things like that. And so we've got the very initial, here's how I want you to take your products. Then after 3 days, hey, how's it going? Then a week later, how are you doing still? And then you're about, 2 weeks into the time that they've ordered, right? So it's been about 2 weeks since they ordered. So if they're a retail customer, in about a week and a half, I'll wait because I know they're going to need product in a week and a half. And so I'll follow up in a week and a half and say, hey girl, how's it going? I hope things are still going well. Remember, you should be running out of product soon. And so if you're going to place another order, would you consider being a preferred customer? That means you don't have to think about it. It's going to be cheaper for you and, something of that nature. If they're a preferred customer, I like to follow up, 4 to 5 days before their auto ship date and say something like this. Hey, how's it going? I hope things are still, really working for you. I hope you're still rocking your pink drink and drinking your water. I just wanted to let you know that your auto shipment date is coming up soon. And I wanted to make sure you didn't need anything else and you were okay with those products. And just kind of see what they say. If they come back and say, oh yeah, I totally love it. I can't wait to get my next shipment. You can then say to them, well, if you're interested, there's always that wholesale option that I told you about before. That's going to be even cheaper. And the welcome pack is the very cheapest you can ever buy the products. It's only $35 for the year. There's no quotas. There's nothing you have to do. It's not some crazy contract. Just a thought. Just putting it out there, and then I kind of send that to them and see what they say. And sometimes they say, well, I'd really like to see if it works for the next few months before I think about that. And I say, okay. And then sometimes they say, yeah, sure, sign me up, And so that's kind of the process. And then let's say they stay a preferred customer for that month. Then once I know they've gotten that second shipment, so now we're talking, so I've asked them about, is your order okay? Do you want to switch anything? They said no. So I wait probably another 2 weeks and then I contact them again. And then my people that are preferred, like regulars, I call them, I usually check on them like once or twice a month. And so once a month I think is plenty, just kind of doing like a litmus test. Hey, how are you? How are things going? Is there anything you want to change? And sometimes it'll be like, well, I'm not seeing as much weight loss, or I'm not seeing as much energy or as much cravings. And so, or I'm seeing more cravings. And so we can kind of chat through, okay, we should up your ProBio, or how many BioCleanse you're taking, or maybe they want to add Accelerator or Block or Boost, or Fast Relief to the regimen or whatever. And so really just, I know it sounds a little obnoxious, but I don't think you can follow up too much. I think that is where you make friends in the business, so to speak. I mean, they're already your friends, but knowing that somebody cares enough to say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything I can do for you? Are there any questions I can answer? I think really kind of seals the deal on whether or not they're going to stay with you and stay with the products. And it may even be the thing that encourages them to want to work the business is seeing how you're working your business. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I was just afraid that I was doing maybe too much because, I don't know, some of the text, you can't really read what people are saying. You kind of have to guess.
Right.
I have to use the, the smiley face or all that stuff. And sometimes I just feel like, maybe I'm bugging them, or maybe this is too soon, or because I have one customer who she's had her stuff for a while, and she hasn't even started.
Oh gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't. She said she went on vacation, and then she got her period, and yeah. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, and like if it was her, like if she has her products and she's just not taking them, I would probably say, once a week, just shoot her a quick little, like nothing, like not like anything she has to answer, more like a, hey girl, I just wanted to encourage you to get those products and start taking them. I know you're going to feel better. I know you're going to, whatever it was she's looking for, I feel really certain that you're going to be able to sleep better if you'll just start taking them. I just wanted to encourage you today. And maybe instead of asking a question in this particular case, just kind of sending her an encouragement more to just say, I know how good I feel and I really want the same for you. And so kind of like maybe forming it like that will make you feel less, naggy, which I don't think is naggy. And I guess the thing is with me, I always felt like if I spent that money, I was going to take that stuff. Like I wouldn't spend $150 and then let it sit on my cabinet, but everybody's not. Right. So no, I don't think it's annoying. But if you ever feel like you're being, obnoxious or anything, you can always back off a little bit. But you may even just want to switch it to, hey, how are you doing? How are things? Tell me what's going on. To, I just want to encourage you, that I feel so much better. I've seen so many other people get, healthy with this. I'd really love that for you. Don't forget to drink your pink today. Maybe something like that.
Okay.
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 All right.
One more question.
Sure.
I don't mean to monopolize all the
No, you're fine.
How do you know how to adjust the product? Like, how do you, where do you get that information? I don't know how to do that.
Well, Courtney, if you're there and you want to unmute yourself, I don't know. Did you hear Joy's question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So my answer would be, now I know how to do that, but it's mostly because I've just learned that through my own journey. And then hearing other people talk about products maybe that I don't take, how they work through their, adjustment period and stuff like that. What would you say?
Yeah, I'd say the same. I learned a lot of that from a lot of the YouTube videos that we watch. We learned about different ways to take products and also upline. Just checking with your upline. I'm sorry, this cat's driving me nuts. Checking with your upline to see, are there different, have you heard of a different way to take this? I even had one of my ambassadors writing me today about that exact same thing. So I just think over time, when you get more customers and you have more questions like that, Kathy and I are here to answer that stuff, and you'll just begin to learn different ways to take it.
Yeah.
I take my bio cleanse totally different than other people take it. I take mine at night with ProBio, which makes no sense. Scientifically, it makes no sense to do that. But I have switched it up and taken it during the day, and my body reacts better when I take it at night with ProBio.
Yeah. Now mine does too. I take my bio cleanse at night, but I've had people tell me that it keeps them awake if they take it at night, or that they have to or they get up in the middle, or as soon as they get up in the morning, they're having to go to the bathroom, or it's something urgent. And I haven't found that, but the reason I took mine at night was because I couldn't remember to take it in between meals because I was working full time. And I was like, I ain't got time for that. So I just take them at night, but you will hear different opinions. Some people feel like you shouldn't take them together because there might be I don't know, it doesn't work as effectively or whatever.
Yeah.
I have not found that, and Courtney hasn't. But I agree with the upline thing. If somebody comes back with you and says, hey, I'm not I'm not seeing results, or I don't feel like this, you know, we kind of have a list of things we go down in our mind. Like, okay, are you drinking enough water? Are you,
You need to up your ProBio.
Yeah. And so even things like that, when you're troubleshooting as you follow up, are things that you just kind of like have to figure, you know, you have to find out from us or from watching, you know, trainings and things. And then it's just kind of like part of what you know. And Joy, it may be a good idea to even, like, if you have a little notebook, you know, write 1 page is triplex. And anytime somebody asks you, you know, how can I adjust this or how can I take a different, writing those down the different ways. And then, you know, when somebody asks you, you can flip to that page and go, okay, well, I remember last time somebody had an issue with that. This is what we did. And also helping your customers know that it is a process, I think is important. You know, that I really love that about the products, is that you don't have to take them like it's directed or suggested use or whatever. And that we can really, you know, kind of work them however they work for us. That's how we do it. And so, but yeah, there are like obviously recommended ways to take them, but then kind of knowing for yourself that everybody's might be different and that's okay. But ask, you know, just ask. That's why we're here.
Okay. Right. Well, I want to touch back on that with you.
Okay.
Maybe on troubleshooting in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
The only other question I have is auto ship date. How do you, when a customer places an order, how do you make that date always their same date?
Okay.
So it doesn't ship on the 25th.
Okay. If it's a customer, it's going to be whatever date they ordered on. So like if a preferred signs up to be a preferred customer today, September the 10th, on October the 10th, that's when theirs is going to ship.
Okay.
Unless the only way they can change that is, and Courtney, you can tell me if I'm wrong, is by calling customer service, which they can change it. It's not like it can't be changed, but they don't have a way where like we can go in and change our auto shipment date. Like we have that little calendar option and all that. That's not a customer option. So if the customer wants to change it, it's possible, but I'm pretty sure they have to call. Isn't that right, Courtney?
Yeah, they have to call in. I've actually tried to call in and change it, like for my mom or something. They won't let you.
Okay.
You've got to call. They personally have to call in and do that themselves.
Okay.
There is a way to log in. You know, next to ambassador login, it says customer login. Now, since I'm not a customer, I've never tried this, but that might be a way for them to change the ship date to. I don't know.
I don't think. I mean, I have logged in as customers. Like if I had a customer say they want me to do something, like if they want me to cancel their order and I can't get to the phone to call customer service, I've gone on and deleted a customer's auto shipment for them before. And I don't remember, like it will tell you what date it ships, but it doesn't give you an option. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Not that I have ever seen. So, and as far as I know, they would have to call and change the date. I did find something out interesting today about customers that may want to like take a month off. They can actually defer their order for months at a time. And so, but they have to do it every single month that they want it deferred. So like I have a girl that had ordered for her and her husband, and then he decided not to take it. And so she had products for 2 months, but they were preferred. And so she called and changed it to just her order, right? So, because he's not going to take it. And then said, but I don't even need that this month. Can I just cancel my order? And they said, well, if you cancel your order, then, because she's been a preferred for 3 months, which means next month she would have gotten that extra 10% discount. And so they said, if you cancel, you're going to lose that, but we can defer it until next month on the 28th. That was her shipment date. They said, but if you don't call us before the 28th of next month, we're going to ship it to you. But if you do call us, we can defer it again for another month. So that's something I learned today that I didn't know. If customers, for some reason, it would be better if they're, obviously, it would only be relevant to a preferred customer because retail has to order every month anyway. But if they are preferred and they want to skip a month, you can have them call and they can defer their order for a month. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording. So if you're watching the recording, thanks for joining us.